Have you ever wondered what it would be like if you could change your life just by changing your thoughts? As intriguing as it sounds, this isn't a concept out of a science fiction novel. It's the profound power of self-reflection. Self-reflection, in simple terms, is a journey within, a quiet introspection that allows us to understand ourselves better, to explore our thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's like holding a mirror to our inner selves, allowing us to see clearly who we are, what we want, and where we're headed. But why should we care about self-reflection? Well, imagine trying to reach a destination without a map or a compass. Sounds challenging, doesn't it? That's what life can feel like without self-reflection. It's our inner compass, guiding us through the labyrinth of life, helping us make sense of our experiences, learn from our mistakes, and grow as individuals. Now, you might be wondering, can self-reflection really transform our lives? To answer that, let's consider a caterpillar. Before it becomes a butterfly, it needs to go through a phase of transformation within a cocoon. Similarly, self-reflection is our cocoon phase. It's a process that can lead to profound personal development and transformation. Let's take the example of a man named John. He was just like any of us, living his life, dealing with his struggles. But then, something changed. He discovered the power of self-reflection and embarked on a journey that led to a complete transformation in his life. John's story is a testament to the transformative power of self-reflection. It's a reminder that every thought we have, every decision we make stems from our inner dialogue. By taking the time to reflect, we can change that dialogue, shift our perspective, and ultimately change our lives. So are you ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and transformation? Are you ready to unlock the power within you? Let's dive into the intriguing story of John, a man who transformed his life through the power of self-reflection. John was an average man with an average life, but he always felt something was missing. John, like many of us, was a man of routine. His days were filled with the habitual humdrum of life, punctuated by the tick-tock of the clock. He would rise early each morning, dress in his neatly pressed suit, and brave the bustling city traffic to reach his 9-to-5 job. A job that was, at best, mundane. He was a cog in the machine, always working, always moving, but never truly feeling fulfilled. His role lacked the creative spark that his soul craved, and each day felt just like the last. His personal life was no different. His relationships, much like his job, were comfortable but unexciting. He had friends, sure, but their conversations were often shallow, lacking the depth and connection that John yearned for. His romantic relationships, too, were filled with fleeting moments of happiness, but they lacked the profound connection he desired. He was surrounded by people, yet he often felt alone. His overall quality of life was not terrible, but it wasn't great either. John was caught in the middle, in a perpetual state of mediocrity. He had a roof over his head, food on his table, and a job that paid the bills, but he craved more. He desired a life of meaning, purpose, and passion. John often found himself staring into the mirror, questioning the man staring back at him. He yearned for change, for improvement. He read countless self-help books, attended seminars, and sought advice from anyone who would listen. But no matter how hard he tried, he always ended up back at square one. His life felt like a puzzle with a missing piece, and no matter how hard he tried, he could never seem to find it. Little did John know the answer he was looking for was inside him all along. And so our story unfolds as we delve into the transformative power of self-reflection, the key that would unlock John's potential and lead him to the life he always desired. John stumbled upon the concept of self-reflection one day, and it sparked a curiosity within him. He was intrigued by the idea of looking inward, of peeling back the layers of his mind to better understand his actions, thoughts, and feelings. He wondered, could this be the key to unlocking a more fulfilling life? In his quest for self-knowledge, John began to explore different tools and techniques. He found solace in the quiet introspection of journaling. With a pen in hand and a blank page before him, he began to chronicle his thoughts, feelings, and experiences. He found that the act of writing gave him a clearer perspective on his life, allowing him to see patterns and connections that had previously eluded him. Alongside journaling, John discovered the transformative power of meditation. He would sit still, close his eyes, and focus on his breath. This simple act of mindfulness helped him to quiet the incessant chatter in his mind. In the silence, he found a sense of peace and clarity he had never known before. As John continued to delve deeper into his journey of self-reflection, he began to question his actions. Why did he react in certain ways? What underlying beliefs were driving his decisions? He realized that many of his actions were born out of habit, rather than conscious choice. This revelation was both unsettling and liberating. It made him realize how much power he had to shape his own life. John also began to examine his feelings with a newfound curiosity. He learned to sit with his emotions, to experience them fully without judgment or resistance. He noticed how his emotions influenced his thoughts and actions, and how they often served as signposts pointing him towards his deepest needs and desires. Through his journey of self-reflection, John began to see himself and his life with a new level of understanding. He discovered that he had the power to change, to grow, to become the person he truly wanted to be. He realized that the answers he was seeking were not out there in the world, but within himself. Through self-reflection, John started seeing his life in a whole new light. As John continued his journey of self-reflection, something remarkable happened. He began to observe changes, subtle at first, then unmistakably clear. The world hadn't changed, but the way he interacted with it had. John began to notice a shift in his relationships, both personal and professional. There was a newfound depth, a sense of connection that had been absent before. He found himself more patient, more understanding, more willing to listen and empathize. Arguments lessened, understanding increased, and relationships flourished. The bonds that had once been strained now felt stronger, more resilient. In his job too, John noticed a significant transformation. The same tasks that had once seemed mundane and tedious now held a certain satisfaction. He found joy in the smallest accomplishments and began to appreciate the value he was bringing to his role. Job satisfaction, it seemed, wasn't merely about the nature of the work, but the attitude brought to it. But the transformation wasn't limited to just his relationships or job. His overall happiness quotient skyrocketed. John found that the simple act of self-reflection had led to a better understanding of his own needs, desires, and aspirations. He was no longer chasing someone else's version of success. He was defining his own. The transformation wasn't overnight. It was a journey filled with ups and downs, and John was the sort of man who enjoyed the journey as much as the destination. But the change in his thoughts, the shift in his perspective, had a profound impact on his life. He was happier, more content, more fulfilled. John had transformed his life not by changing his circumstances, but by changing his thoughts. He had discovered the power of self-reflection. It was as if he had found a secret key, a key that unlocked a door to a more fulfilling, more satisfying life. John's story shows us the incredible power of self-reflection. Scene script. John's story is a testament to the power of self-reflection. Diving into the crux of self-reflection, let's revisit the key points we've discussed in our journey today. We've seen how John, an ordinary man, transformed his life by taking a step back and looking at himself, his actions, his motivations, and his goals. His life before self-reflection was like a ship sailing without a compass. But the moment he started reflecting, he found his true north. The power of self-reflection lies in its ability to provide clarity. It's like holding a mirror up to your life, a mirror that reflects not only what's on the surface, but also what lies beneath. It's about understanding your strengths, acknowledging your weaknesses, and identifying areas for improvement. It's about asking yourself honest questions and seeking their answers within you. This process of self-discovery and self-understanding is what helped John transform his life. Self-reflection is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process, a habit that you cultivate over time. It's about setting aside a few minutes each day to reflect on your actions, your decisions, your emotions, and your thoughts. It's about evaluating your day, your week, your month, and your year. It's about learning from the past, living in the present, and planning for the future. But remember, self-reflection is not about being hard on yourself. It's not about criticizing yourself for your past mistakes. It's about learning from them. It's about understanding that it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them and grow. It's about forgiving yourself, accepting yourself, and loving yourself. It's about being kind to yourself. So, how do you incorporate self-reflection into your daily life? It's simple. Take a few minutes each day to reflect. Ask yourself questions. What did I do well today? What could I have done differently? What did I learn? What am I grateful for? Write down your thoughts if it helps. Remember, the power to change your life lies within you. All you need to do is reflect.